Hi, cuties. Happy Wednesday. Ready? Alexa, tell me and my students a joke.
Who's got the best dance moves at Thanksgiving dinner? The twerky.
The twerky. I thought it was Miss Carver. I have the best dance moves. But I guess it was the twerky. The turkey twerking. Gets them every time. All right. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do our read aloud. And then I'm going to have you guys go off and do 20 minutes of iReady, 20 minutes on math, and 20 minutes on language arts. So that's together 40 minutes, okay? You can do more if you'd like to, but your requirement for today is to do 20 minutes on each, okay? iReady math, iReady reading. Got it? Alrighty, my cuties. I was going through our book, and according to my schedule that I have when I do my read alouds, which is every other day, we will not finish our book. So I have decided, because Monday we did one chapter, okay? So I was going to just do one chapter just to save some time, but I was thinking if we did 2 chapters every time, we will be able to finish the book, okay? Just because there's 31 chapters, I believe I counted. So I'm going to do 2 chapters today, okay? And then today is Wednesday, so Friday I'll do 2 more chapters. Okay, so from now on we'll do 2 chapters so that we can make sure we're finishing our book, because I want to know what happens in the end, don't you? All right, let's get going. So we're on chapter 10, and remember, we are reading A Long Pitch Home, written by Natalie Lorenzi. Okay, yeah, so let's keep going. Chapter 10. What surprises me most is Jordan's hair. I've only seen it in a dark curly ponytail or tucked up inside of her cap. But now her hair is loose, almost touching her shoulders. She definitely has that thing Jalal calls hat head. So remember when we left off on Monday, we found out that Jordan, the girl from the baseball camp, was at Bilal's house. So he's noticing she looks a little different. She has her hair down, but it kind of has an imprint of where her hat goes, which is called hat head. So let's see what continues, let's continue to see what happens. Eventually, I find my voice. Why are you here? My mother smiles, but says, Bilal, don't be rude. Thankfully, she says this in Urdu, which I assume Jordan does not understand. Until Hira translates. My mother says Bilal is being rude. My sister shakes her head as if the burden of having a rude brother is too much to bear. I like her. She's kind of she has a good personality. I like his little sister. Hira, my mother whispers, and gives her a look that stops Hira's head shaking. Jordan stands, her face red. I have to go, actually. I know I should say something, but I can't stop staring at her red face. I mean, it's really red. I've never seen a face change colors that quickly. My mother clears her throat. Bilal, why don't you offer our guest some more tea? I reach out to take Jordan's almost full cup. No thank you. Jordan hands over the tea. I really need to get home. She picks up my nationals cap off the coffee table. This was sitting on the bench when Coach Matt and Kyle were bringing up in the equipment. I thought you might need it for tomorrow. Oh, thank you. I hadn't even realized I'd left it behind. I step forward and take it from her. Jordan thanks my mom for the tea, smiles at Hira, and heads for the door. Hamza's cry from upstairs announces his nap is over, and Ami excuses herself. Before leaving the room, she mouths to me, "Walk her to the door." All the way down the hall, I try to think of something to say to Jordan. After that day at the pool last month, she keeps to herself at baseball camp. I don't think the guys even notice. They're too busy avoiding her. She must be trying out for a travel softball team, so I say, "Good luck with the trying out." Or should I have said tryouts? While I'm debating this, she smiles and looks surprised. "Thanks, Bilal." She steps onto the porch and reaches for her bat and glove, which are leaning against the brick wall of the house. At first I thought I'd hold on to your cap until tomorrow, but then I wondered if it was your lucky charm. Aw, that was nice. Lucky charm? She shrugs, threading her bat through her cap and glove before resting it on her shoulder. Excuse me. If it's a lucky cap, I figured you'd want it back. I don't know the word charm, but she obviously realizes that I need lots of luck. She nods. "See you tomorrow, then." Oh, I am not trying out. Her eyebrows raise. "But I saw your name on the list." I shrug. "Jalal signed me up. But I won't make the team." "How do you know? You're a great pitcher." "Thank you, but even you say I need luck." She shakes her head, sending her curls bobbing. "We all could use some luck." Maybe, but Jordan needs a lot less luck than I do. Anyway, you should think about it. Jordan turns and heads toward the sidewalk, her glove and cap swinging from the bat over her shoulder. She's halfway down the front walk when she turns and comes back. "So, do you want to practice pitching sometime?" Her question catches me by surprise. Does she mean practice with her? When I don't answer right away, 2 bright spots of red appear on her cheeks, and she puts her cap back on over her curls. "I know your cousin practices with you, and I've got Uncle Matt, but since we're both new, just thought I'd ask." While I try to figure out the right words to say, she props one fist on her hip. Why does she want to practice baseball anyways, when Akash says she is going to play softball? Maybe she thinks I need help, which is right. Maybe she just likes to play, and Coach Matt is too busy to practice with her. I am about to say that I'll practice with her when Hira's voice drifts down the hall from the living room. "Baba!" I step back inside. In Urdu, I call, "Tell Baba I want to talk too." Jordan shifts from one foot to the other. Or there are these batting cages if you haven't been. Ami swoops down the stairs with Humza. "Yes, Humza, it's Baba." She hurries down the hall and disappears into the living room. Jordan stands on tiptoe to see what's happening behind me, but I know she didn't understand Ami's Urdu words. I must go. I close the door and then open it again quickly, because I know I seem rude. "Sorry." I close the door again and race into the living room. Hira leans toward the computer, arms around Humza, giggling and nodding as Baba smiles from the screen. "That's right, Baba. Camping. It's what Girl Scouts do. Ami says I have to be older first, so I thought of a great idea. I'm going to camp in the backyard in a tent all night long with my new friend Lizzie. We'll bring a Girl Scout snack called trail mix so we don't get hungry, and we'll have sleeping bags." Even though Humza keeps crawling up to the screen to give Baba kisses, Hira still manages to tell Baba everything there is to know about Girl Scouts. Finally, Ami ushers them out of the room so that I can have my turn. Baba smiles. "I have a Karachi memory for you, Bilal." I lean in. "What is it?" He holds up his palm to reveal a fluffy, bright blue chick. It peeps, peep, and takes a few steps before cocking its head. You're going to the farm? I wish I could go with him. Every time we visit the wheat farm where my grandmother grew up, we buy a chick from a street vendor and take it with us. Baba figures it's 10 rupees well spent. And Dado's brother is always happy to add a new member to the chicken coop. By the time the chick loses its dyed fluff, it will look like all the rest of the chickens. Baba gently places the chick back into the box. Okay, now it's your turn. I tell Baba about how the power only goes off here when you turn it off. Remarkable, Baba says. And here we still do not have enough electricity to go around. He shakes his head before changing the subject. Tomorrow is your last day of baseball camp, Balajan. I sigh. Well, it's not exactly my final last day. Baba raises an eyebrow. Oh? Jalal signed me up for tryouts, a team called the Fairfax Cardinals. I explained to Baba what a cardinal is because we don't have them in Pakistan. Baba's eyes crinkle on the sides when he smiles. Crinkles. So my son will play on an American baseball team. He sounds so proud. Good thing he has never seen me actually play. It's not like that, Baba. Jalal wants me to try out, but I don't know if I want to. I rest my chin on one hand. Baseball is hard. Too different from cricket. Of course it is hard. It is something new. It is a challenge, but you can do it. Before long, you will be the best cardinal of all. I'm sure of it. I think of all times Baba practiced cricket with me. I think of all the times Baba practiced cricket with me until I became strong and fast and finally held the Karachi youth record for the most wickets taken. Now I am learning a whole new game, an American game without any wickets, no sticks to knock over at home plate. Baba's shoulders raise, followed by a sigh. I know it's not easy, Bilaljan. Baba is not talking about baseball. Your mother says you are being strong. I am proud of you. I don't know what to say because I have done nothing to make Baba proud. I think of all the times I haven't tried my best at baseball camp because I've been afraid of making a fool of myself. When are you coming, Baba? I'm not sure yet. Soon, I hope. And when I do come, I promise I will be there to see you play on the team of the Cardinals. I sit up straight. You promise? I promise, Bilal. Inshallah. I think I said that right. If Allah wills it. I hope Allah knows that first He will have to help me make the team. And then I hope He knows baseball season ends in November. So He will have to get Baba here before then. Do we think He'll be there to watch Bilal play baseball? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? All right, cuties. Chapter 11. This is our last chapter for today. Chapter 11. So here's the thing. Akash says as we walk out to the field the next morning. You're one of the fastest throwers out there, Bilal. When you're up at bat, just keep your eye on the ball. You'll be fine. I definitely don't feel fine. There must be at least 40 kids sitting out there on the bleachers. When we reach the group, Akash drops his bag at his feet. What is she doing here? I know who he's talking about even before I spot Jordan's curly ponytail sticking out of her baseball cap. Akash lets out a long breath. Ugh. Girls don't try out for boys' travel baseball teams. Apparently they do. I do not say this to Akash. Okay, folks. Coach Matt claps his hand on the shoulder of a man who can't be much taller than I am. Some of you worked with Coach Pablo last year on the travel team. A few kids murmur and nod. Coach Pablo's dark blue shorts and white camp t-shirt look like a clean, crisp. Let me reread that. Coach Pablo's dark blue shorts and white camp t-shirt look like the clean, crisp after from a laundry soap commercial, with Coach Matt's rumpled clothes as the before. So he's comparing their appearance. He's saying that Coach Matt has his clothes look all wrinkled and like before you put them into the wash, and then Coach Pablo's clothes look all nice and fresh and clean and not wrinkled like when you take them out of the washing machine. That was funny. Coach Pablo raises his cap. Gentlemen, Jordan crosses her arms. I can't do it with the book. There we go. Coach Pablo must notice because he clears his throat and tries again. Ladies and gentlemen. Coach Matt continues. Our high school helpers, Kyle and Jalal, will distribute your pennies. Reds and greens, you'll be with Jalal and me in the lower field. Yellows and blues go with Coach Pablo and Kyle to the upper diamond. In a flurry of arms and colorful mesh, everyone slips on their pennies and moves into groups. I poke my head through a yellow penny, but no one I know is wearing yellow. At least Akash and Jordan have blue pennies, so they'll be in Coach Pablo's group with me. When we get to the dugout, Coach Pablo squints at us from underneath the shade of his cap, like he's sizing us up. I swallow. Okay, players, here's how it's going to work. His English is a little different from the way Coach Matt talks. Oh, slower and easier to understand. This morning, everyone will have several chances up at bat. Kyle will play catcher, and I will pitch through the first cycle until everyone has batted. Cycle? Then we can take a water break. Then I will rotate some of you in as pitchers. Rotate. Once everyone has batted a second time, we will let you know who makes the cut. That seems scary, right? Like they get cut right away. We have to cut something? Coach Pablo is not so easy to understand after all. And not because he's not speaking slow enough or clear enough, because we already know he is, right? He's using different words that Bilal doesn't know, right? I read that, sorry. Yellow team, you're up at bat. Coach Pablo checks something off of his clipboard, and my heart sinks to my ankles. We're batting first? Why couldn't we start out on the field? I go to the very end of the line behind a boy with the number 10 on the back of his t-shirt. I recognize his face from camp, but I don't remember his name. Number 10 turns and says, "Wait till you see this guy swing." A tall boy strides over to home plate like he can't wait to get started. He grips the bat with one hand, flexes his fingers on the other, then switches his hands and repeats. He taps home plate with the toe of each cleat, then plants his feet in the dirt. After taking a few practice swings, he thumps home base with his bat 3 times, releasing a cloud of red dust. Pulling the bat over his shoulder, he nods at Coach Pablo. Number 10 whispers, "Nate's good luck ritual works every time. Watch this." So his good luck ritual was to grab the bat and stretch his fingers and then switch them and stretch his fingers. And then he hits his feet on the home plate twice, right? And then he does his practice swings, a few of them, and then when he's ready, he brings it back to bat, right? And then he gives his nod to the pitcher that's in front of him. So that's what he does every time. A lot of people in sports have like their good luck rituals. A lot of basketball players, when they go up to do their free throws, they dribble the ball a certain way, and I don't know. There's a lot of rituals that that athletes have before they do something important, like batting to hit the ball, or like shooting a free throw, right? Stuff like that. So that's what they're talking about. All right. Okay. Coach Pablo lets the ball fly, and sure enough, Nate sends it back clear over second base. The players in the outfield scramble for the ball while Nate sails around the one base after the other until he rounds third on his way back to home. Kyle springs up from his pitcher position, lifts his face mask, and whistles. That kid can sure run. Nate performs a spectacular slide into home plate, even though the ball isn't anywhere near him. Kyle pats him on the shoulder. That was epic, Nate. Thanks, man. Nate grins at Kyle, then shrugs, like making a home run is no big deal. Nate reminds me of myself during cricket tryouts, confident I would make the top team. Nate brushes past the next kid, Aiden, who mutters to himself and takes so many deep breaths that I start to worry he'll pass out. There were kids like Aiden on my cricket team, but I never thought to encourage them during tryouts. Now, I wish I had. You got this, Aiden, Kyle says before squatting into the catcher position. Aiden takes his helmet off, turns it over in his hands, puts it on, takes it off, puts it back on again. He tosses his bat from one hand to the other 3 times, draws a line in the dirt with his toe, then grips the bat. Number 10 whispers, Aiden's ritual never works. So he does all that stuff because he thinks it's good luck, but number 10 dude says it doesn't ever work. Coach Pablo pitches, Aiden swings and misses. Strike 1, Kyle calls, but he sounds sorry about it. Oh, I didn't sound very sorry when I said that. Strike 1, maybe? I don't know how I said it. Aiden cringes. Number 10 keeps his voice low. He tries all these new lucky moves, but it doesn't work that way. He shakes his head. What is the good way? I ask. Number 10 sighs. You can't just make up any old good luck ritual, you know? I don't know, but I nod anyways. I mean, do you think Joe DiMaggio randomly invented his good luck routines? Number 10 shakes his head. Man, they were inspired. I shake my head too. Joe DiMaggio is a famous baseball player. I don't remember what team he played for. Look it up, and then you can let me know. I shake my head too, but I have no idea who Joe whatever his name is. Did Omar Khan ever have a lucky ritual before cricket matches? Maybe, but Bob will remember from his cricket playing days with Omar Khan. Strike 2, Kyle calls. I wince, partly for Aiden and partly for myself because I know I won't do any better. This time, Aiden doesn't do any of his lucky movements. He just stands there, bat over his shoulder, sorry. He might even be praying, judging by the way his lips are moving. Coach Pablo tosses the ball underneath this time. It traces a lazy upward arc, falling right where Aiden can't miss it. Ball and bat connect with a hollow thunk. Boom. Aiden drops the bat and takes off toward the first base, like he is being chased by a mad rhinoceros. The ball rolls a slow path toward Coach Pablo. He scoops it up, waits a few seconds for Aiden to reach Jordan at first base, and then signals to number 10. Kyle nods. You got this, Jack. Jack! Now I remembered number 10's name. From all Jack's talk about good luck rituals, I should have known he'd have one of his own. He jogs clockwise around home plate, reverses direction, and jogs around once more. He spins his bat like a baton, passing it from one hand to the other. It seems like he won't ever stop until Coach Pablo yells, Jag! Are you... Sorry. Until Coach Pablo yells, Jag! You are batting today, yes? Could Jack choose to bat tomorrow instead? Could I? But Jack couldn't choose tomorrow. He doesn't choose tomorrow. He chooses today. He barely catches his spinning bat, almost dropping it before holding it high over his shoulder. He nods. Jack hits the pitch on his first swing, flinging the bat aside. He sprints toward first base while the ball rolls straight to third. Jack is already past first and heading for second when the kid on third throws the ball like a bullet to second. The kid on second catches it right before Jack slides into him. Out! Jack picks himself up and brushes off the seat of his pants, shaking his head. He didn't make it in time. Kyle calls, "Nice, Jack!" He adjusts his face mask as he squats down for the next pitch. Kyle shakes his head. "Risky," he says, keeping his voice kind of low. "He should have stayed on first." "I wouldn't know because I've never been on first, or second, or third, and I'm only ever on the home base when I'm batting." "You're up, Bilal," Coach Pablo calls. I silently command my stomach to stop flip-flopping as I hurry over and grab a bat. When I walk around to the lefty side of home base, Coach Pablo shifts back a step. I position my feet and raise my bat, hoping no one notices that it's trembling. Before I steady myself, Coach Pablo pitches the ball. I am not ready, but I swing anyways. Too soon, my bat whooshes into nothing a half second before the ball speeds past my nose and thwacks into Kyle's glove. I swallow and reposition my feet. Kyle's voice comes from behind me. "That was just a warm-up. You've got this, Bilal." I take a shaky breath. I didn't have a lucky ritual in cricket, but when Baba was in the stands, he would catch my eye and pat his heart twice. I would pat my heart too. Oh, that is so sweet. This book is so sweet. Whew. I would pat my heart too. It wasn't for luck, really. It was his way of saying, "I love watching you play cricket," and it is my way of saying back, "Thank you for being here." Oh my gosh. I adjust my wobbly helmet. Maybe patting my heart twice will bring me luck. So I do it. 2 quick pats so no one will notice. Then I lift my bat high. I am ready. When the ball leaves Coach Pablo's hand this time, I don't take my eyes off of it for even half a second. I remember what Jalal told me about waiting until the ball is in my hitting zone. So I wait, swing! I feel the crack of the bat vibrate from my fingers clear up to my elbows. I don't stop to see where the ball goes. I just run. I'm halfway to first base when I remember I'm still clutching the bat. I toss it aside and I hear it clatter to the ground. Legs pumping, arms swinging. I don't see Jordan waving me back until I'm almost to first. Uh-oh. "Bilal!" Coach Pablo calls. I skid to a stop in a cloud of dirt and turn to see Kyle waving both arms. Foul ball! No one laughs, but the players on the field suddenly find something very interesting on the ground right behind them. I trudge back towards home base, sweeping my bat off the ground along the way. "Don't sweat it, Bilal. Wait a half second longer to swing." Kyle punches his glove. "This one's yours, buddy." "In Salaha," I say automatically, forgetting Kyle doesn't know what this means. If Allah wills it. Judging from the last 6 weeks of camp, I don't think me playing baseball is Allah's will. But it is Baba's will. If baseball can get Baba here sooner, then I have to make the Cardinals. I decide to try the double pat again, but this time I don't hide it. I pat my heart twice, in the way I would if Baba was here, in the stands. I get into position and nod at Coach Pablo. He pulls his elbow back, knee raised, and launches the ball. I force myself to wait. Not yet. Not yet. Now! My shoulders swivel, my body twists, and crack! I drop my bat and run. I can almost see Dado in the stands. tiny next to my towering Baba, cheering louder than even the men. Jordan shouts something from first base, her glove high, face tipped toward the sun. I sped toward her. 5 meters. 4, 3, 2. She leaps, arms stretched to the sky. The ball whacks into the pocket of her glove before her heel lands back on base. Half a second before my foot slams into first in a cloud of red dust. Out! Coach Pablo calls. Jordan offers a hand to help me up. The guys all stare. I turn, pretending not to see her hand as I stand and brush the dirt from my knees. Nice hit, Bilal, she says, tossing the ball back to Coach. I nod my thanks, but my heart is not thankful. I couldn't even get to first base. I think the double heart pat is only lucky when there are 2 hearts and 2 hands, and Baba is there in the stands. Guys, this is so sad. Oh my gosh. We have a few more pages. Finally, Allah must hear my baseball prayers. Not one ball flies my way the whole time I am stuck in the outfield. Jordan hits a double and a home run. The boys from camp say she bats like a girl. But if batting like a girl means getting bases, I wouldn't mind batting like a girl. I try to imagine how I would feel if a girl joined my cricket team back home. Then I imagine what it would be like to play cricket with a girl who is better than me. And that is how I start to understand how the other boys feel. After everyone has batted and we take a water break, Coach Pablo tosses me the ball. Coach Matt tells me, "You're a southpaw pitcher." I do not know what southpaw is, so I just say, "I like to pitch." He claps me on the shoulder. "Let's see what you've got." Before I can tell him I haven't got anything, Coach Pablo waves Jordan over. "Your uncle said I should see you pitch." Jordan looks down like she's trying to hide the proud smile tugging at the corners of her mouth. "I am giving each of you a chance on the bump." He nods and strides toward the dugout. The bump? I don't realize I've said this out loud until Jordan answers me, nodding towards the pitching mound. He's letting us both pitch. She says it like this is a common question instead of a stupid one. And for that I am grateful. The rest of the morning flies by, but that's because there isn't as much running this time around. Jordan strikes out 3 kids, including me, of course. And I strike out 2, not including Jordan, of course. And then it's time to find out who is a Cardinal and who is not. What do we think? I'm hopeful he is. A honking sound comes from the sky as a flock of fat brown geese fly in a V over our heads. Jalal says they are called Canada geese, so I wonder what they are doing here in America. As the geese fly by, Coach Matt roars with laughter and points to Coach Pablo's dark blue cap, where a greenish-white stain runs across the NY on the front. What happened? Coach Pablo takes off his cap and shakes his fist at the geese, yelling a word I have never heard, followed by Red Sox fans. I don't understand this, but everyone laughs, so I laugh too. It must have something to do with the pair of Red Sox on the front of Coach Matt's blue cap. So there's a big rivalry between the Yankees and the Red Sox. So Coach Pablo had a Yankees hat on, and Coach Matt has a Red Sox shirt on, or hat on. And so he was kind of cursing the Red Sox fans because he was saying that gave him bad luck that the bird pooped on his hat. Coach Pablo wipes off his hat with a towel as Coach Matt calls, "Listen up, players." Voices lower to whispers and then fade to silence, broken only by the occasional cracking sound of a plastic cap on a new bottle of Gatorade. We appreciate the effort you've made out here today, each and every one of you. Coach Pablo nods, a sad kind of nod that comes when there's bad news with it. Oh. He clears his throat. If we call your name, it means you have made the cut. I feel like I might lose the cereal and toast I had for breakfast. Baba promised he would come to see me play, and he has never once broken a promise to me. I have to make the Cardinals. Coach Matt swats an invisible bug with his clipboard. If you're not on our list today, we hope you'll sign up for our fall developmental program. Henry groans and rests his forehead on his knees. Akash takes a deep breath and lets it out through puffed cheeks. As Coach Matt reads each name, kids jump up like popcorn, whooping, high-fiving, fist-bumping, until Jordan's name is called. I start clapping, then stop when I realize I am the only one. Everyone else is silent. More names are read. The applause starts up again, and Jordan keeps her head down. Oh, they're so mean to her. Akash is called, and I add my own high five. But I can't stop glancing over at Jordan, hoping someone sitting near her will at least offer a smile. No one even looks at her. That's it for today, everyone. Coach Matt tucks his clipboard under his arm. My chance to make the Cardinals is gone. Oh. Henry hangs his head. I really thought I would make the team. Coach Pablo holds up a stack of papers. Anyone interested in the developmental team can pick up a flyer on your way out. Akash looks at his cleats like he doesn't know what to say to Henry and me. I don't blame him. Congratulations, I offer, and that seems to make him feel even worse. Akash shakes his head. I'm sorry, man. He friendship punches my shoulder, so a friendly punch, like. It doesn't help. He gives Henry a friendship punch too, but Henry just shakes his head. As I head over to get my bag, Coach Matt stops me. He said, "Can I talk to you for a moment, son?" Coach Matt hands me a flyer. We'd love to work with you this fall, Bilal. You and that left pitching arm of yours. I take the flyer, but I am not sure what that means. I can be a Cardinal? Well, not exactly. Not yet, anyway. Coach Matt folds his arms. What I mean is, we'd like you to train with the developmental team. Your pitching is definitely good enough to make the Cardinals. We just need to get your batting up to par. Coach Matt points to a website address at the bottom of the flyer. Jalal can help you sign up, but if you or your parents have any questions, let me know. He claps me on the shoulder before striding away to talk to another kid. I stand there for a minute more, trying to imagine how I'll tell Baba that I didn't make the team. Bilal, you coming? Akash is waiting for me, his bag slung over his shoulder. I gather my equipment and we catch up to Henry. I'm about to tell the guys what Coach Matt said when I see the developmental team flyer clutched in Henry's hand. Henry shakes his head. I can't believe I didn't make the team. He glares at Jordan from across the field. It's not fair, Akash says, kicking a patch of dirt. Henry spits. I should have known. She's Coach Matt's niece. Akash narrows his eyes. Yeah, nepotism. That means when somebody gets something special because of people you know. So they're saying it's not fair because that she made the team because she's Coach Matt's niece. But really, is that the reason why she made the team? Sounds like she's pretty good at baseball. Henry says what I'm thinking. Nepo what? Nepotism, meaning her uncle is the head coach, so she made the team. I stand there shaking my head like I can't believe Jordan is a Cardinal instead of Henry. But the truth is, I can believe it. Even so, I decide I won't tell Baba about Jordan at all. Maybe by the time he gets here and sees me play, I'll be the one pitching from the Cardinals instead of her. We'll see. All right, on Friday we will read chapter 12 and 13. So that's it for our read aloud for today. So now I'd like you guys to go and do your iReady lessons, your 20 minutes on math and 20 minutes on language arts. Alrighty, we'll see you tomorrow.